Hello and welcome to the mental health update. It is now a new month, November, and right off the bat, I want to say that I don't plan on keeping doing these updates once we get into 2025. I don't think so, because I think I'd rather just do them as a sporadic thing, not every month. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's talk about what's going on. Obviously, a lot has changed since we last spoke in this mental health update, and I want to tell you what's been going on, obviously. Now, a while ago, I made a video talking about the fact that it's impossible for me to find another place to live. Basically, on Long Island, the market is so tight that it is impossible. And I've basically just given up fighting anymore. I've given up looking. I've given up fighting because it just seems like it's just a losing battle. And yes, obviously there are a lot of things that bother me about where I live. Biggest thing, obviously, all my windows facing the brick wall. Not getting able to get a view out my window. Um, it's difficult to get fresh air when all your windows face a brick wall. Not so much in the weather gets colder because there's a stronger wind out there, but in the summer, you get it. The AC is just going constantly. And there's nothing I can do about it. And now that we have longer summers that basically go from like, I think summer's basically like from May 1st to November. Right? It's almost May 1st to almost going into October. So air conditioners just got to go all the time. That's what it is. And yeah, in addition to the air conditioner I have in the kitchen, I also have a window unit. You may see the little vent that I have over there. I've taken it out so I can open the window. But I also have a floor unit over here for the bedroom. I have to have two air conditioners for this little apartment. And even then, it struggles on a really hot day. I may have to look into maybe getting it. This is a new unit they got for me, and I hate telling them it's not powerful enough. But if we have a really hot summer, um, that is not going to cut it. Um, well, it's better than nothing, though. So, anyway, so yeah, the heat here is going to be something that I'm going to be really worried about, obviously. Having I'm going to be facing into the summer here. Unfortunately, it does not look like there's anything I can do to change that. Obviously, I worry about how hot that stairwell is going to get. Um, Luckily, they did put another banister in the stairwell, so it's a little easier to climb the stairs because they're very steep. Thank God I can climb stairs. And in the other video, I was telling you that they have a client in my agency that has difficulty climbing stairs. And right now, they live in a second floor apartment and they've got to deal with the difficulty climbing stairs. They can't even find an apartment for this person on a first floor or in a building with an elevator. That's how bad it is. And that's somebody who has a much more pressing need than I do. And they can't even find something better for them. Because the housing market on Long Island this is the way it's set up. It's all set up to drive us out. I've spoken about the plan many, many times, and this is just another example of it. Um, yep, I look at it like this. Am I better off here than living in New Jersey? And right now, yes, the answer is yes. I'm still better off here than if I had to go live in New Jersey. All right? Um, because, look, you may have a much nicer, more modern apartment available that has fresh air in Tom's River, but it's still Tom's River. You're still dealing with a lot less public transportation over there. And for somebody who doesn't drive, that's a big problem. Um, they only have, I mean, yes, the bus service going to Tom's River from New York City is pretty decent between New York City, Tom's River, and Atlantic City. But locally, within Tom's River, it's very limited. NJ Transit really only operates two local bus service lines in Tom's River. One is the hourly 559, which runs down Route 9, But if you want to go anywhere elsewhere other than Route 9, you have the 67, which goes through the east side of Toms River by the mall. That runs every 2 to 3 hours and is very limited service. It's basically a joke. All right. And then you have Ocean Ride, which is an even bigger joke. A lot of their routes only run a couple days a week. Their biggest route, which runs to Seaside Heights, has very limited service. Let's say you want to go to the beach at night. You can't even do that if you live in Toms River because the buses basically stop running. Ocean Ride stops running at like 6 or 7 o'clock. I think they have one route run around 10 o'clock. What a joke. So that's why I'm still better off here. Yes, Mineola has its issues. No life. Some of the element hanging around, the illegals coming in here. However, I still have pretty good transportation. I still have very frequent train service. I still have a good bus network to get around Long Island. As much as we criticize Nice Bus and Suffolk County Transit, these still are great compared to what you have in New Jersey. So that is why right now, I've just said, this is where the universe wants me. And I have to kind of accept it and stop fighting it. Dealing with the heat is the biggest thing, obviously. And look, it's just the way it is. This is the way it is on Long Island. But I don't want to live in New Jersey. Obviously, yeah, there's a plan. They want to get the disabled people out. They want to force out the seniors too. And if God forbid I have to go live in New Jersey, I'm going to have to allocate a part of my budget for ride-sharing services because the transportation is so bad there to get to certain places. I know they have paratransit there. I think NJ Transit was working with something that's you have to arrange for that in advance, but they're working on something where you're going to be able to use ride-sharing services like Uber as a paratransit service. So that may be the only loophole that I have if I have to wind up going to live in New Jersey. There's still a possibility that I'm going to wind up having to go live in New Jersey. That's still a possibility. I don't want to think about it, but it is a possibility. Nonetheless, what if it gets very dangerous here? What if it gets to the level that Westbury is? Fortunately, hasn't. We don't have any gangs. What happens if we start getting that kind of activity? Then what? There's a whole bunch of other things, factors that could make my life worse here. And if those things happen, then I have to go live in New Jersey. But right now, I have to try to be grateful that things aren't worse. So that's why you haven't really heard me complain too much about where I'm living anymore. I'm still going to compare and talk about the issues and how the South Shore gets all the business and while the middle of the island gets ignored. I'll still talk about that, but I'm not going to complain about where I live anymore. I actually belong in Mineola. That's what I've come to realize. If I'm not here, who's going to talk about the issues here? Nobody else is going to talk about the issues. That's why I have to be here. This is where I belong. And I'm grateful that although there are issues, thank God I can get them addressed. I mean, thank God the issue with the smoking, I spoke with the property management and they got on it. I called them and it stopped the next day. So thank God for that. As long as they're not smoking, as long as I can open my window and I don't have to breathe that kind of stuff in, if it's cool, then I can deal with it. I can deal with the brick wall view. It's not great, but you know what? I've dealt with it already for how many years here? 7 years now. It's gonna be. I think I've been here 7 years. I think I've kind of gotten used to it already. It gets to me, but there's nothing I can do to change it. It's just the way it is. Yeah, the intercom is still broken. They keep trying to fix it. They send different people. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't. Yeah, occasionally people still setting off the smoke alarms. That's the other issue, obviously. But again, I mean, you look at what a lot of other people deal with in their apartments. They deal with a lot worse. Thank God I don't have. Thank God I don't have roaches. I don't have mice. Or I think mice are cute, but you don't want them running around. You don't want that. Talking about the pet mice, right? But I don't have any of those things. Rats, any of those things. I see. Fortunately, I haven't seen rats outside in a long time. So I remember when we were going through that. That stopped. The village of Mineola actually got involved with that and dealt with that. So Mineola has its issues, but it's really not a bad place to live. All right. I have to stop looking at it from the nightlife aspect of it. Yes, I'm lonely, so obviously come back to town and you don't see people walking around. You don't have anything open. Obviously, it makes you feel lonely, but um, I have to fix the loneliness problem, and that is on me by meeting someone, a significant other, which obviously is difficult. It's not only difficult because of socioeconomics on Long Island, but it's difficult because of me. I'm very shy, and not only do I have depression, anxiety disorder, irritable bowel syndrome, um, and mental illness since I was born, but also social anxiety disorder as well. Yeah, I know. Somebody who makes videos on YouTube has social anxiety disorder, but I do. I'm shy. I have difficulty trying to socialize with people. All right. So it makes it hard to meet people uh, because of that. So, especially when it comes to a significant other, you say, I want to meet someone in my life. I'm just a teddy bear looking for some honey. I know, that's really corny, but whatever. Uh, so, I don't want this being a long video because I really don't, I don't have much to complain about anymore. I don't want to complain anymore. You've noticed I'm complaining less. Yes, I talk about South Shore 12 and I call them out when they need to be called out and talk about the issues on Long Island. But as far as my life goes, it's not worth complaining anymore. I don't know what the plan holds for me, but I want to enjoy the time that I have here on Long Island and stop wasting time complaining about stuff. Right? I want to enjoy the Pine Barrens and all the other places because we don't know especially the Pine Barrens, we don't know what's going to happen to them. We've seen what's going on with the southern pine beetles, and obviously it worries me greatly. Fortunately, where I live, actually, it takes just as long to get to the Pine Barrens out in Suffolk County, like toward Ridge, as it does when you get to New Jersey. So I'm kind of in between the two. That's the good thing about Mineola, I can get to either one. Um, I need that transportation. I'll probably never be able to handle driving. I know some people have commented, why don't you try driving a car? I cannot handle that. I will just freak out. I can't handle it. You gotta watch the people. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, operating the car is enough. Being able to move all the things that you gotta move, the steering wheels, the thing, all that stuff. And then I cannot ever handle that. Some people just can't handle driving. There are some people with mental illness that can, good for them, but I will never be able to handle driving. It's unfortunate, but I just can't handle it. Um, would I like to change that? I mean, it would be good, but I don't see it happening. The thought it would cause me great stress and make me very sick to try to drive and get a permit. I can't. I will get so sick. I don't want to get sick. All right, so I'm not gonna do it. No, I don't believe also principle. I don't believe so many people should be driving. I think more people should be taking public transportation. We need less of a car culture in this country. More people need to be taking transit. We need more transit. Ocean County should get with the program, Tom's River, and have decent transportation. Ocean Ride is a freaking joke, all right? And the traffic in Tom's River is only getting worse because the transportation sucks there. You know, at least on Long Island, they get it a little more public transit. People complain about Long Island being car dependent. But Long Island is, you can use transit on Long Island. It's pretty decent compared to a lot of other places in this country. That's what makes Long Island such a great place to live. You think about it. We have the Long Island Railroad. We have our local bus networks. We have the Fire Island ferries. You know, you can go to all those places. What about Jersey? You want to go to the Jersey Shore? I mean, you have, all right, you have the Jersey coastline for some of those towns. But you know how NJ Transit Rail is. They're pretty bad compared to the Long Island Railroad. I know they're getting new cars, but they have constant issues. And then you have the electric company, obviously. I don't like my power going out. I need my electric on, especially in the summer. And if you're living in that part of Jersey that's served by JCP&L, your power is always going out. They're always having big power outages due to problems at substations, transmission lines, because they're basically their substation and transmission network basically dates back to the 1950s. It's ridiculously outdated. Long Island has upgraded their stuff. JCP&L is still stuck in the past. All right, and yes, part of New Jersey is served by PSE&G. That part is away from the Pine Barrens, however, and it's also pretty much just as expensive as Long Island, the northern part. So, same deal there as it is here. So, yeah, I don't want to leave Long Island. I don't plan on going anywhere. And I'm not going to complain so much anymore. I'm just done with it. That's why I don't even want to do these mental health updates. And it's maybe the last one because I don't really have anything to complain about. I want to just enjoy life on Long Island, make the most of things. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful things aren't worse. And stop complaining. You've tried. You're not getting anywhere. It's not. You're banging your head against the wall. Literally, you're banging your head against the brick wall, but you're not getting anywhere. Just make the most of it. Stop complaining. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm still going to talk about the unfairness and the issues and all that other stuff, corruption. I'm still going to talk about that, but I'm just not taking it so personal anymore. I'm lonely that I need to find a significant other. That's hard, and that's something I have to work on. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap up this video. It's probably the last regular mental health update. We have the holidays coming up, and we also have an election coming up. I got to make another video about that. That's really important, obviously. I'm very worried about that. But that I'm going to make in a separate video. So, I want to thank you for watching. And I hope that people still watch my videos and subscribe. Even though I find that people just want to see the videos of me ranting and raving and complaining. But I don't like doing those kind of videos. I like doing videos about the environment, climate change in particular, our pine barrens. That's what I enjoy doing. I don't want to come on here and rant and rave. But it seems like the YouTube algorithm promotes that kind of negativity. But I don't care what the YouTube algorithm says. Doing whatever the hell I want. Anyway, I'll just go till about 20 minutes here, and I'm going to wrap things up. But anyway, I'm just not going to complain anymore about this kind of stuff. There's nothing I can do to change it. But what I can change, obviously, and hopefully get through to you in another video, but I'll still spend just a few seconds talking about it, please, especially if you're in those swing states, Pennsylvania, whatever, you gotta vote for Kamala Harris. We cannot have Donald Trump get back in the White House. It will destroy this country, and then there's going to be a whole lot of things to complain about if he gets back in. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Good night. And the holidays coming up, so remember, enjoy the holidays. You know, holidays will be here before you know it. They're going to be putting the Christmas stuff up in the stores as soon as Halloween's done, I'm sure. So it used to be after Thanksgiving, but now it seems like they begin the stuff Well, we technically only have less than 2 months to Christmas, so they're going to start with that. So it certainly doesn't feel like it, though, with the 80-degree high temperature today. But anyway, thank you for watching, and take it easy.